Project 2025 people also released a manifesto detailing exactly how they're going to take rights away from women. It's called Saving America by Saving the Family, and here's how it's trying to twist reality to push us all back into the 1950s. Let me just read you this quote. Research on intergenerational mobility in the US has identified the fraction of single-parent families in a community as the strongest predictor of a child's chances of rising out of poverty. Even children of married parents do better when they live in communities with more two-parent families, suggesting that family stability yields benefits beyond its own household. See, the information in that quote might actually be true. The problem is they are using that information to draw the conclusion that in order for us to have a healthy society, we need to force men and women to be married and to stay married. When in reality, the vast majority of people do not conceive a child with the idea and the hope and the goal that they will be raising that child by themselves. Most people who on purpose conceive a child want that child to be raised by both parents. So we need to look at why that's not happening. And the reason that's not happening is because men are abusive on a mass level. The reason why divorce rates spiked after women could finally have their own finances is because all of the women who were trapped in abusive marriages with abusive losers, because patriarchy raises men to be abusive in so many different ways, finally had the autonomy to say no, and they did. They escaped those marriages. And now, the Heritage Foundation is openly saying that the reason we don't have a great society is because women can leave abusive marriages, instead of pointing to the very obvious fact that we can see everywhere around us, that the reason families are falling apart is because men are raised to be abusive and also to abandon families after they have impregnated a woman. I get heated because they wrap up the abuse and oppression of women as this nice, beautiful, idyllic situation, and it's not. Women lived miserable lives when they didn't have the opportunity to choose who they spent that life with. Women sacrificed their lives to get out of that situation. They keep saying stable, nurturing families. Like stable and nurturing are the same thing, or that nurturing can be achieved by something being stable, but that's just not how it is. If we raised men to participate in the homes, to be nurturing human beings, to be active fathers, and to understand what that even means, then we would have stable and nurturing families. Not if we took rights away from women.
For a long time, the expectation was clear. Men were supposed to endure stress, confusion, mixed signals, emotional ups and downs. It was all considered part of the process. If a man wanted a relationship, he was expected to deal with it and keep moving forward.
Sweetheart, women are way more lonelier than men. This is why women stay in toxic, abusive relationships, because they're afraid to be alone. I will always use this photo as a reference photo. Like there is a woman who had a baby with this. Okay? Was in a relationship, cheated on her and everything, according to her. And I pulled this picture off of Twitter when someone went viral talking about post your baby daddy so we could fight him. And people in the comments were like, oh no, honey, delete this photo, because you let this get on top of you, put a baby up in you, and play in your face. Now, some of the jokes was like, can he cook? Did he gain weight after y'all got together? But no, like, women are way more lonely. That's why they share peen with the neighborhood. This is why they stay in relationships knowing that this dude ain't shit, will never amount to shit, will never be shit. This is why they will let a guy drive her car, have access to her bank account, live in her house rent-free, don't even contribute to the relationship. She's paying all of the bills, because women are way more lonely. And so they settle. Hence, their standards is in hell with the bar, because they're the ones who set the bar. So I've never seen a man come up on TikTok boo-hooing and crying, talking about they're turning 30 and they want some friends and they ain't got no friends. Do you know how many videos I've seen of women doing that? Oh, I lost count. But I've never seen a man be snotting, tearing up, talking about they don't have any friends and they wish they could have some friends because they're turning 30 and they don't want to spend their 30th birthday alone. So once again, that male loneliness epidemic bullshit is a lie. But the female loneliness epidemic? There's a lot of credence to that. There's a lot of facts and truth to that, because it's all over TikTok.
But in 2026, that expectation is starting to break. More men are looking at the modern dating environment and asking a simple question: is this actually worth the mental cost? And for a growing number of them, the answer is no. Not out of anger, not out of bitterness, just out of self-preservation.
I find it so ironic when men are like, I hate gender wars. Gender wars in the big 2026? When it's literally just women retaliating over the centuries of misogyny that's been put on us. It's the same energy as when women were like changing their profile pictures to purple to protest the violence against women, and men changed theirs to green because they were protesting against our protest. Like, they just have to barge into every single conversation, into every single thing, and just ruin it. They just have to. Like, it's just an instinct at this point that men have. And not to be too woke, but like, saying gender wars is so oppressive. Like, it's such an oppressive term because like, if this gender wars were to go away, it would just be women being oppressed again. So I don't even know, like, I just hate men so much. Oh my god. Oh, it's Ramadan. Love men. Alhamdulillah for the creation of men. Alhamdulillah. Trust, when Ramadan ends, I'm back on that man-hating grind. Okay, just not right now. Just not right now.
So instead of arguing, fixing, or trying to navigate constant complications, they're stepping back. Quietly. No announcements. No dramatic exits. They're just choosing peace.
What does it say about a person when they so desperately need to hear the good stories about men, no matter how much they are being presented with the realities? They don't want to see, hear, believe the realities. They just need to hear the good stuff. This comment is on my video about men raping their wives in front of their small children or while their small children are crying, etc. I will not deny that men do this, but I cannot believe you choose to cover only this section. There are men who sacrifice their life to save his family. I know personally more men that prioritize whatever agenda they have ahead of their family. As a matter of fact, a man that I was involved with at one point, 2 years after our involvement ended, he unalived his 2 children before unaliving himself. Yeah, I slept with an unaliver. And the worst part of it all, would have never known it. This man was a man of honor and integrity. He definitely came across as one of the good dudes. And he unalived his 2 children before taking himself out. We all need to be angry because men are doing awful things in the world. It is not a time for shining light and peace and kumbaya and positivity. Men are doing awful things. They are enacting awful things on women, on their families, on one another. It is a time to be angry and to share the realities, and the realities are not about men who sacrifice their life to save their family. And those men exist, there's not nearly enough of them.
And that's where the tension begins. Because the system was built on the assumption that men would always keep trying. No matter how frustrating things got, they were expected to stay engaged. But when men start prioritizing their mental clarity over constant stress, that assumption stops working.
Guys, here's a rant onto why these men are trifling. Okay, first of all, they fucking do this, and this is such a pattern I've seen. I'm 22 years old. I've been dating, since I was 18. A pattern I've seen with fucking guys is they like get high off of the chase. Like, they will be so obsessed with you, and then after you finally reciprocate the obsession back, then they're cool off of you. Then they start taking longer to respond. Now they're acting more dry. I'm like, bro, you were literally obsessed with me first, but now that I started to reciprocate it back, now you're falling off. That pisses me off. These men are trifling.
Men are simple. They want to be fed. They want to be fucked, and they want fairness. That's what they ask for. They're not asking for equality. You sleep with them good, you make sure that their bellies are full, and you be fair.
Yeah.
That's what they want. Women want everything.
Now you're seeing the shift. Men are less reactive, less invested, less willing to tolerate situations that drain them. And instead of trying to fix everything, they're choosing distance. If something feels chaotic or exhausting, they simply remove themselves from it.
Finish having kids by 30. I want 2 to 3 kids, but I want them all 2 years apart. So that's -6. 30 minus 6, 24. 24, but I want to be married to the love of my life for at least a year where it's just me and him. I'm selfish like that. I'm not ready to share him just yet. 23, but I want to be engaged for at least minimum a year because I want to plan my dream wedding. So 22. 22, I need to be engaged, but before I'm engaged at 22, I need to be dating my love of my life. I need to be dating the guy for at least 2.5, 3 years minimum, and then that's the timeline. Something only women will understand, something only my girls will understand is the thought process of all of that. I am currently turning 22 this year. My timeline says I'm supposed to be engaged. Am I dating the love of my life? Yes. I am dating the most amazing man that I adore and love and cherish and so happy. We still have some time before we're engaged. We still have quite a bit of time before we're engaged. Looks like I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. Just a smidge. But yeah.
The surprising part? They're not struggling after doing it. In fact, many of them look calmer, more focused, and more stable than before. Their routines improve, their finances stabilize, and their time becomes their own again. Without the constant pressure to perform or impress, life becomes far more predictable.
People underestimate just how bad women can be, and it's rooted in misogyny. Women can be just as bad, if not worse, than men, and for some reason people think that we can't. Why do you think when kidnappers are looking for girls, they usually have an older woman with them or a younger girl to try and lure this one in because they're more likely to trust you because you're also a woman? They are so more common than you think. So many times in colleges or just in general, girls will set up their friends to be sexually assaulted and raped. What benefit do they get out of that? They literally just enjoy it and think that you deserve it, and it just like, they love it for some reason. They like seeing you get hurt. They don't care about you. No matter the amount of feminism and just moving forward we do, we will never get rid of misogyny. That is just the truth, and you need to stop underestimating women. Do not trust random women because they are just as bad. Women are just usually smarter and have more self-control than most male criminals. Don't put yourself in that position. Do not trust strangers at all. Please be safe.
That's the part creating friction. Because when men start choosing peace over participation, the dynamic changes. The attention that once felt guaranteed becomes less consistent. The effort that was once expected becomes optional.
When they are constantly testing your loyalty in the relationship, that is not a sign of love. That's their insecurity speaking, because emotionally secure people build trust by consistency, but insecure people attempt to measure that. So instead of communicating their fears directly, they create situations to provoke a reaction intentionally. They mention other options to see if you get jealous, they'll create distance to see if you'll chase them, and they introduce tension just to see how much you'll tolerate it, and by that nature, your relationship is slowly turning into performance. You feel like you're constantly proving your loyalty, constantly reassuring them, constantly showing that you care. But the reality is, love that requires constant testing is not trust. It is loyalty disguised as insecurity. Because someone who has not regulated their fear of losing you will try and manage that fear by managing you. And the truth is, healthy relationships do not require you to repeatedly prove your loyalty. They require two people who are emotionally stable enough to trust what is already being shown within the relationship.
And when that happens at scale, it doesn't go unnoticed. Now you're seeing frustration surface. Questions about why men aren't approaching, why they're not committing, why they seem so comfortable staying single. The old responses don't work anymore because the mindset has changed.
Okay, ladies, I hate to say it, but I have to say it because I am sick of this, and I'm speaking to myself. Why do we never give the nice guy the chance? Like, why do we look at the nice guy like the ones who's just annoying and just thirsty and they're always available and not attractive to us? And meanwhile, we're complaining that we're getting dogged out, that we're dealing with manipulative, narcissistic men who can't treat a woman right. Not even men, little boys who don't know how to treat a woman right, who just fumble us all the time. Like, we complain that we get treated like that, but 9 times out of 10, we overlooked the nice guy to deal with this man. Boy. Like, I don't get it. Why do we do that? In 2024, can we stop doing that? I'm speaking to myself too, because I hate that I do this too. Like, can we give the nice guys a chance? Let's give the nice guys a chance. I want the nice guy. I want the guy that's texting me, "Good morning, beautiful. I hope you have an amazing day today because you're such a blessing and I'm grateful to know you." Like, I want that guy. I don't want the guy that's texting me, "Hey, what's up?" Can we stop doing that? This is not it. Like, in 2024, we're going for the nice guys.
I think that men are socialized and women are socialized in such a way that we have to go against our socialization to be good people. And that seems a little crazy. Like, why are we socializing people this way? Socializing women to be a little bit more meek and a little bit more, standoffish. And how do women deal with the biology that they're nurturers, but also they can be strong women? And how do men deal with the biology that they are strong people, but they all can be gentle? And I don't think we figured that out yet.
Men aren't trying to win the game. They're questioning whether the game is worth playing at all. And once someone decides their peace is more valuable than constant stress, convincing them to go back becomes a very hard sell.
Ladies, in 2026, we will no longer be allowing men to impregnate us randomly. No shooting up our club, no laying in it, no putting the head in, no allowing men to use your body without consequence. Because these men don't want kids. They want to give you kids to slow you down and keep you from reaching your full potential and to maintain some type of access to you. After going through the divorce videos or the divorce effect videos, there are a couple of things I'm realizing that just pop out to me. Women typically don't lead toxic situations for 3 reasons. Either A, they have children, B, they're financially strapped, or C, they're financially strapped and they have children. And the more of a load you have to carry, or the more people you are responsible for, the more you reevaluate your situation. And that is what keeps women in toxic relationships. Okay? These men don't like you. These men literally want to screw you. That's it. I mean, literally. And the thing is, even if you think about pregnancy, it is traumatic to a woman's body, and people don't talk about this. Watching a woman give birth without any pain medicine is barbaric. Your body is literally opening up to pass another human into this world. And most men don't deserve that type of pain from you. Or there is trauma related to raising the child, being a single mother. Maybe you and the partner don't get along. Maybe you're doing it by yourself. Maybe you don't have a village. Maybe your child is disappointing. Maybe your child is making your life hard. Maybe your child comes with all types of physical and mental challenges. We don't know. Having a child is such a toss-up nowadays. Do not put your life in jeopardy because a man wants to shoot up your club. We're not doing that. We're looking for ease and flow. And anything that threatens that, we are totally against. Another thing I am realizing as well is that even if you have an abortion or you decide to send that baby back to God's daycare, listen, it is still traumatic, because whether you are inducing it medically, as in a DNC, or maybe you are actually having a medical abortion, or maybe you're taking the pill, you still have to dissolve of that life, and your body remembers this. So ladies, we will no longer allow men to randomly impregnate us in 2026 because we got better things to do.
Because the real shift in 2026 isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, controlled, and intentional. Men choosing sanity and refusing to trade it for chaos.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.